Alright, Pokemon players, we are back with round number 2. We are going to see Michael versus James. Sorry for a little bit of delay for the commentating. We were running around getting things situated. It looks like Michael did go first. He's going to start with a Hoopa. You see that he is going to be playing Darkrai Giratina for this match versus what appears, at least for the match, is a Jolteon. So
this deck in the last few weeks, even in Japan, become very popular. Taking over some.
Yeah, it's starting to appear in a lot of tournaments. At least Darkrai Giratina itself won the Origins Win a Trip tournament.
Yep.
And, it's appearing at a lot of top tables for a lot of different games. So it's definitely making its appearance as of the last couple weeks. It's a real threat. So we see that looks like Michael did end his turn. He attached the Double Dragon, and James is going to start. He actually is in a really... He's trying to decide here what he wants to discard out, but he's in a really good position to start with a lone Jolteon. If he does get that energy and he starts to use that attack,
he's in a really
good spot. Not having any more Pokemon now to start with. So this is very interesting. This could be
either a very quick match or a really cool
James
turnaround.
Could easily just get himself in a position where he's locking Michael, and if Michael doesn't play something like an enhanced hammer or anything to get rid of that DCE or the energy or nothing, if he doesn't play a Jirachi, any of those situations, he's really in a good position to just win this game right here as soon as he gets an energy to attach.
Yeah, James is not sad at all with this Jolteon.
He's in a really good spot. I can definitely feel it. He
does pull the Hoopa out, though. This is probably just in case.
Oh, he is gonna... Wow, that's very interesting. Maybe
his hand... plays it. Okay.
Maybe his hand... I'm not sure what's in his hand. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like if I were playing and I was James, I didn't get a chance to check what was in his hand, but I don't know if I would go to start playing bench Pokemon. I would try to see what my opponent had to answer that and then proceed to play bench Pokemon if needed. But maybe he's got a different strategy. Maybe he's just going straight to start attacking and...
Two Manectrics and the Shaman.
Yeah, his hand, when he was trying to decide what to discard with the Ultra Ball, he did look like he was having a hard decision, so his hand could be not the best, which is why he wants to continue on to try to get more Pokemon out.
I wonder if he was deciding to either fail it or get the Pokemon out to just have that stable board state versus risking it all on the Jolteon.
True, that's very true. It is very risky, because if Michael does have an answer to that, it would really hurt James. It would turn around from a game that James really was going to win to really not going to win.
No matter what the state is, it's really scary to only have one Pokemon on the
It's
on
true,
the
very
field.
true. It's definitely you're definitely worried about that. So, we see that he did go ahead and use setup. He drew a couple cards here. He's trying to decide. He has another Ultra Ball, so he's going to look to try to Ultra Ball away some of his cards here, taking more Pokemon out. So we're going to see that they are going to do a full game of just actually attacking. For so far, but maybe James will eventually get up all those Pokemon. We don't know what his list is, so he may have a strategy we don't know about yet for this. So,
I will say, you never want to see a Jolteon when you're playing big basics, but
definitely.
he does already have the double colorless or double dragon on the Giratina, so he's not in the worst state, and the Floatstone on the Hoopa, so he can put up whatever he wants.
True, and James is in a really good position that Michael does have to bystander around that Jolteon once he uses the attack, does have to play an escape rope or something to get that Jolteon out, and Michael would be, if he's using resources to get his board going, he might not have the resources to use to get that Jolteon out of that extra active slot, so we'll see what happens here. We do see he's going to play he got a Parallel City with a Trainer's Mail, so he's going to look to actually probably get rid of some of his EXs on his bench that he doesn't want to hurt his game state in any way.
I have a feeling Shaman and Hoopa are going to be seeing the discard pile pretty soon.
See, he is going to go ahead and discard the Shaman and the Hoopa with that. He does have a lot of things. He does have he's going to free retreat there. He has the Max Elixir. He's looking, and he did get the Lightning Energy. He's looking, I'm not sure if he had anything to switch out, but he's looking to get that turn 1.
Yeah, he's trying to accelerate as much as he can.
Yeah, and that's good, really good for him. He's going to start putting damage on the board, and he's locking his opponent from attacking him. So this is looking really good for James, but not out for Michael. Michael could have different things. If you're Michael and you're playing Darkrai Giratina, you're going to tech for the Jolteon for
absolutely.
Regice, because those are the auto losses. that point.
Yeah.
So
James did have to give up the attack that turn, but now he does have the setup Jolteon.
this is true.
So he can switch to it very easily. He doesn't have a real fear of Jolteon being knocked out turn 1.
We see Michael's going to go ahead and attach a Fighting Fury Belt to that Giratina. So he's going to be... his hand actually looks rough. He has an Escape Rope and a Float Stone, but I was pretty sure it was a Trainer's Mail, but he was kind of holding back on playing it.
He does hit the
He does play Zerosic, so that's a big deal.
Yeah,
that's something good to know that he does.
He does get the Rosic.
He's going to go ahead and take that. It doesn't look like, I don't think he'll be able to attack this turn, but he's at least going to get rid of that DC.
If he somehow pulls off the acceleration, though, and does get the energy on the Giratina, James is in the world of hurt.
James is really going to hurt because he's not going to be able to play his DC. But we do know, in James's hand, he did have another DC in his hand, so if Michael doesn't lock him out, James is going to get
He's
to
just
do
going to
that
go right back
away.
to it,
So, but you never know. Michael, again, could just get that Zerosic out. James is just looking to manually attach energy after this point onto the Jolteon to start being able to do it. So we did see Michael did attach a Dark.
He does go for the...
He's going to go ahead and Zerosic
the double
the
colorless,
DC.
yeah.
That's definitely the play that I would do.
It does look like he has a VS Secret in his hand, so he might be able to knock out the second one, too.
That's true. That would be very good for him. He did go ahead and pass his turn.
And
we see James is going to go ahead and Mega up. Did he...
Both Megas.
Oh, maybe he didn't. I thought I had seen he had a DC in his hand, so maybe he discarded with an Ultra Ball?
Yes, he did. He discarded earlier.
Then this is actually going to be very interesting for him. He probably is going to just go ahead and look. He's going to play the trainers. He wants to try to just max Elixir 3 basic energy on there.
Yeah.
Once he has the lightning, he's just looking to attach the energy so he can continue to just keep playing.
He did already Sycamore, though, so his supporter for the turn is over. He does get the Rough Seas, which is going to help a lot with the Mega Manectrics because they have so much HP.
I still feel like this game is very favorable for James, but it's definitely looking to be... For the start, we looked at this as, wow, James is just going to go ahead and attack, and Michael's not going to have an answer, but it seemed like Michael did... Even though wasn't necessarily the best to get the Zerosic because Michael doesn't have a supporter, it's still at least like going in the right direction of where he wants to go in this matchup. So
and the fact that neither of them are attacking right now is, I feel better for James because he just has more time to set up that Jolteon again and go right back in.
Yeah, and this is the big problem with the Darkrai Giratina deck is its consistency sometimes seems to really struggle. You know, if you don't have the right cards, you don't have what it is you need to keep going, and that's really rough.
Yeah, now he has to make the decision of using that VS Secret to get a Sycamore to keep going, whereas he could have had it. Oh, he plays the Escape Rope.
He's just looking to get an ability to probably... Maybe he was trying to trick James. Maybe. I'm not sure.
I don't know where he went with that.
He was just going to discard it, so I don't actually know. I think that he...
He's going to Escape Rope, and then he's going to free retreat with the Float Stone.
Oh, well, okay. He's going to VS Secret and get the Sycamore.
Okay. So he was just trying to throw him off.
Yeah, maybe, or
play some head games.
He could have also, he just might not have realized that he was just going to discard it and there was not going to be an effect for it, but that's okay. You play what you want. He had a strategy in his mind. He knew what he was doing. So
he does get rid of the Rough Seas.
So that's going to be good for him. He's going to just play the Perilous Cities. He knows that he needs to get damage and it needs to stick.
It needs to stick.
It's
especially with those Mega Manectrics. That's going to be very difficult to get rid of. It's going to
be this is a very good matchup. I am actually really excited to watch these two decks to play against each other because this is pretty important for decisions for next week for the US. So this is actually a really interesting match here.
Yeah, and this deck has a lot of hype right now, so I feel like watching how it does internationals, especially against a Jolteon
against the one deck that you really worry kind of about. This is actually a really good matchup to get to see. We see that Michael went ahead and he's going to Ultra Ball here. Looking at his deck, he's definitely going to do a deck search here. I don't think he's had an ability to do a deck search so far. I could be wrong.
Now he can assess his prizes.
Right, and he's going to see what's prized. He's going to see what he has options to. He's going to try to make decisions. The sad thing for Michael, though, is that he did already play his Escape Rope, so if he does get in that position, he's going to have to Lysander around that Jolteon.
His VS Seekers are more important every round.
Yeah, it's already getting to be really tough for him.
And now this Jolteon only has basic energy, so Zerosic's not even going to pull him out of it.
Yeah, the Zerosic, he is going to have to Lysander around it once James brings out that Jolteon. So
if James gets another Rough Seas, he has free retreat, the ability to stop damage from basics, and healing on his
and
side.
healing. That's
James is in a
really,
very good spot.
That's really good, and it's gonna make it really hard for Michael. So, oh, there was some confusion on where the damage was placed there. You see, James is gonna go ahead and draw and just go ahead and put the energy attached to the Jolteon. You see that there, he's gonna battle. James is gonna battle compressor here. Looking through what he wants to get out of the way. He definitely doesn't want to see himself getting end into something not good later on, so he's just going to go ahead and discard a whole bunch of stuff that he, isn't really going to want to see for this matchup.
Is that a Trevenant tech?
It's a Trevenant EX, it looks like. A Trevenant EX tech. So, this is very interesting. It's probably for a different matchup or something, and that's why he's going to go ahead and just choose to discard it. We see he does the Erosic, the Double Dragon, which is going to be really good for him. Like,
that
to stop his damage. And right here, it just starts. Like, Michael is really going to start having a tough time.
Michael has to look for those VS Seekers to Lysander, but the free retreat is going to kill him.
Michael has to be able to one-shot Mega Manetrix, 220 HP, and Lysander. Like, it's...
every turn.
Yes, This
the moment Michael doesn't see a VS Seeker in his hand, it's a bad day.
Yeah,
and it looks like it's starting now.
It doesn't look like he does have a VS Seeker. I'm not 100% sure what the card is between the two dark Pokemon. One looks like a Baby Yveltal and one looks like a Darkrai EX, but I'm not 100% sure. So we see he's going to go ahead. He's trying to decide what he wants to do here. He's in a real tough spot. So
James picking this Jolteon deck, especially with how the meta's been with this big basic, was a good play.
It was a good play. It's not a bad call for this tournament. And he's going to be, if he wins this match, he's going to be 2-0 so far. And the odds of him playing against things that Mega Manetric Jolteon can't face are very unlikely. Like that's going to be looking pretty good. So. We see that Michael is going to go ahead and play an end, so both players are just going to get 6 cards off of this. Michael's just looking to get a hand, anything. Yeah. He's at that point again.
He's looking for those VS Seekers.
Yeah.
Maybe another Lysander if he plays 2.
Yeah, that's true. If he does play 2, that'll be very useful for him to be able to use, but we'll be able to know for sure until after this.
Looks like there's a judge call happening.
He's asking about... I don't know what happened.
Did he draw more than 6?
He might have drawn more than 6. He might have actually drawn 7. He's
looks
going
like
to get cons. Cons looking like he's going to come up. So we're going to see what's going to get the ruling here for sure and see what happened. He accidentally drew an extra card, I think.
Yeah, looks like
he did. He accidentally drew an extra card. So we're going to go ahead and we'll be right back. We're going to make sure to get this corrected with this ruling, and we will talk to you guys in just one moment. Alright guys, we are back. Michael did accidentally draw that 7th card off of the end, so he's going to put that back on top and they're going to go continue play.
Yeah.
So we see he's going to play a Trainer's Mail. He didn't get anything off the Trainer's Mail.
He plays some Melodios probably just to clear up his hand, but I mean,
he's really
struggling with
gonna
that
have
Jolteon.
a hard time.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be the best.
Yeah.
I feel like
does have the dragon energies, which is nice, but that isn't gonna do much against a Jolteon who doesn't take damage.
This is the problem for it right now, which they don't really know, but you as a player you kind of figure out how much time has gone by, right?
Yeah.
They've already spent 18 minutes of this game. James is in such a good position, and Michael is in a very rough position. Like, look at him, he's retreating, sending out Hoopa. He's just going to let the damage start getting spread all over the board.
He's stalling.
James is going to inevitably, like, win this match, and if he does, so much time's going to, like, go by. Michael's not going to have a chance to go through. So this is those moments where, should you scoop? Should you stay in the game? Should you keep trying? It just depends.
Do you try to go for that intentional draw?
Yeah.
Do you try to stall it out?
That's true. I mean, like, I think it's really hard for Michael to win a second game if there's not a lot of time.
Yeah, very true.
So that's where that's the question. Do you scoop and say, okay, I'm going to try to get the second game and continue forward?
Now, Latios' second attack goes through your opponent's effect on you, but doesn't get past Jolteon.
Correct, because the effect is on Jolteon itself, not on the Pokemon that is attacking. So the it's not the answer. It's not gonna get through it.
No.
So
maybe he's going just for the damage side of it and hoping to get those Lysanders. He doesn't have if he has Seeker in his hand.
Yeah, and that's what he has to, right?
Yeah.
That's what he's got to do. He's got to be able to.
Maybe he's trying to figure out a way to get that damage to 160 and just Lysander snipe a Jolteon.
I guess he's gotta he would have had the play if he still had the escape rope. He could have escape roped the Jolteon with the energy. Lysander that Jolteon up and knocked it out.
He's promoting.
Wait, he just retweeted twice. He just retweeted twice in his turn. Oh no, he didn't. Never mind.
Nope.
Never mind. It's okay. James had it to turn that quick, and we just didn't have a chance to get through.
The problem with he thought that he could get around it, and
through the Jolteon, and he can't because it's a Jolteon on itself.
Now
he just realized that. That's so unfortunate for him. So at that point,
he should have Lysander.
Well, at that point, when you make that mistake, you just like scoop this game and move to the next one, and know that I did that wrong, and continue playing to try to win the next one.
He has the rough seas out too. Oh, this is such a. Oh, he's going straight for the knockout.
Yeah, I mean, like, James is in a good position now. Yeah. He's got a lot of energy on the board. I don't know if necessarily I would have. I would have kept the lock. I think I would have just kept the lock.
Maybe he's trying to get past that time, though. I think he knows that he has advantage on games.
Well, why would you? At that point, I wouldn't risk. I mean, if I know I'm going to win the game, why wouldn't I want to run out as much clock so my opponent didn't have enough time to win a game against me? You know.
True.
So it's a very tough decision for both players. But neither of them know time. So you're not going to know.
Yeah,
you don't know how to play that way unless you once the more you play, you get that mental idea of, okay, I think roughly this much time has gone by, but you're not really sure. You never can actually know, especially with the judge calling, and then there's that time, and you're thinking about 50 other things. It's questionable on what it could be.
Yeah, and unless he gets more dark energy out, like the only way he can one-shot these Jolteons is with Darkrai.
Right, and he does not have a lot of energy on the board. It's not.
No. He's got 4 right now, which is great, but now he's got to hope that he can baby Evital his way back.
He might. I mean, like, they play roughly normally the Darkrai Giratina's decks, which actually we can see here. He plays 9 Dark. So 9 Dark is only 200 damage with the 9 Dark in play. Yeah. That's if he gets all 9 of his Dark in play. He is not going to.
With the Double Dragon, he can turn those in. He can lay them as Dark. So he does have more.
He has more than 9, but even if he's got to play. Okay, so he plays 1 Double Dragon, so that's still 7 energy in play. He doesn't have a lot
in play right now. And he did Sycamore, and that's another VS Seeker, which is another Lysander off the board.
Yeah, that's another one that's going to be really rough for him. But, you know...
I mean, he's not out by any means. It's just a rough fight.
He's having a rough time. He could be continuing playing to just try to get an idea of what he should do against James, right? Yeah. He's going to keep playing through, see more texts that are in James's deck to try to get more knowledge for that next game. So, we'll see what he does. He's going to go ahead and put more of those dark energy back in his deck, so he does at least know that he's going to have to start doing a lot of damage. So we're gonna see what he does, what decisions he makes. Um,
He does have a Lysander in hand, so at least he's got that going
he
for
does,
him.
but he did play a Sycamore this turn.
He
right?
did,
That's
yeah,
right.
so he doesn't
get to do it this turn. So
bigger question is, does he leave the Shaman up for the 2-prize knockout, or does he retreat it?
You
and what does he
definitely
retreat it into?
don't. I guess it.
Yeah.
He's gonna go ahead and retreat. He's gonna attack. He wants to do damage, right?
Yeah, but he can't this turn.
But then this is also very risky because
He's gonna get.
could bring out the you don't want damage on the Pokemon that you're gonna have, and he's not gonna be able to retreat that Latios now, like
No.
without paying those energies. So he's just
gonna lose
taking
them.
more away from himself. So that was a really tough call.
If he was gonna make a call,
I would have probably
I'd
left the Shaman.
Yeah,
It's tough. That's a tough decision regardless.
Yeah, you don't want to take
and
the
now
damage.
we see James is just rough seeing away all the damage that's even in play. So,
Man, it's a tough
rough.
board. He's retreating to get that lock on. Yep.
Yeah, and he knows exactly what James knows how he's going to win this matchup, and he knows what he needs to do. And I think Michael is just kind of not sure what he needs to do. He's just trying to figure that out. But I think that in the future, for the next game, Michael's going to have a better understanding of what resources he's going to need to save, what's important for him to do.
I think important for James, too, is forcing energy off the board, because I'm sure he knows that Darkrai is his biggest threat.
Right, because once the Darkrai is able to one-shot Mega Manetrix, it might eventually get to a point where he can, if Michael does get the right Lysanders at the right time, he could knock out all of James's Pokemon and possibly win this game.
Let's see if Michael did get the VS Seeker. Is that another escape rope in hand?
I'm not 100% sure. Where about this here? I'm not sure, but we did see that James did attach another energy to the bench Jolteon, so that's just another Jolteon that
it's just in the way.
It's going to be attacking, putting stuff. And Michael does only play one escape rope, so it's not looking
a good day.
It's not looking so hot this game. But he's going to keep playing. He's not going to scoop it. He must think he has a way here to continue.
It's just timing those Lysanders and getting the energy that he needs. Yeah. Unfortunately, with the Latios up front,
that's going to be tough. He just unfortunately started off in a really rough position. Like, his resources, he needs to hit everything at the correct time in order to possibly beat this deck. So, we'll see. He's still going to go ahead and keep playing.
We'll say, though, that he's done a decent job of keeping the damage spread and just not getting knocked out instantly.
That's true. And, but he's putting himself in a position that James can just start Lysandering and one-shotting everything with the Jolteon. And
I mean, James's energy count is off the charts. It's just everywhere.
He's got so much energy in play that it's looking really good for him.
And none of the, Michael can't Zerosic them away. Try to stall. They're all basics.
Yeah, we see.
He's looking through his discard, trying to see how many VS Seekers he played.
I guess another strategy, too, Michael could just try for a tie in this first game.
Yes, yeah.
But I feel like James is in such a good board position. I don't know if there's going to be that's a lot of time to try to tie.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of time. And plus 3 turns. Like, that's just a long time.
I think Michael realized that he's going to lose those energies, and putting them on Giratina, he's going to start getting them back. Still, he's going to have to lose one of those double dragons. Oh, he lets it stay.
Well, what Michael's going for is that he wants to fight with the Giratina, but because Giratina can't be affected by the Megas, so he's going to be able to block that Mega damage, but James is just going to attack with Jolteon.
Yeah, he's just going to throw the Jolteon.
It's just hands down. James should not, stop attacking with Jolteon.
No, Jolteon's his wall.
Jolteon will just win the rest of this game.
Yeah, Jolteon doesn't have to worry about anything on Michael's board state.
Yeah, it's very interesting here. We see he's going to go ahead. James is going to go ahead and just use the Flash Ray, and we're going to see what Michael's going to do here.
I will be interested to see. I think he went all in for his Pokemon to get on the bench, just to make sure Michael didn't have an answer for Jolteon. But now that he doesn't see one, I think if he does get that lone Jolteon starting again, he might just keep it as long as he can get the energy on it.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. The only issue is that if it just depends on the start, right?
Yeah.
So, because if Michael does get himself in a position where he can do damage quickly, 116 point Jolteon, if you're not getting the Flash Ray attack off, is not a lot of hit points. He could risk that Michael could kill him before he could actually use the Flash Ray attack. So it just depends. We're gonna see here. Michael is looking through his hand. He's trying to decide what he wants to do. Really in a tough spot. So he's Gonna retreat the Latios. The
Okay.
Okay, he didn't go put his damage counters.
No,
Never mind. We got it. His opponent was like, "These stay here," and he just set them right. These are actually not removed, and
your Pokemon does not have the
yeah,
ability to
it
heal
doesn't
on
just
retreat.
retreat heal is not a thing, sir. So we see James is gonna go ahead and retreat.
Going for the
Jolteon,
knockout.
and he's gonna go ahead and he wants to continue to energy accelerate his board. Take the knockout here with the Mega Manetric, attach more energy.
And get two prizes?
Yeah, and take the 2 prizes.
That is.
And now he's at a spot where even if
one Lysander and he wins.
Yeah. Even if Michael does knock out this Mega Manetric, it's
irrelevant.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. He's got so much on his board. James is huge right now with this game, so I feel like Michael should have scooped a while ago, but he's still, like I said, he's still continuing to play. He still wants to.
He might be trying to see and figure out exactly what he needs to do for Game 2 and
Right,
Game 3.
That's what I'm saying, is that he's trying to fish out, like, what is my strategy here? How do I beat this? But if you're coming to a nationals tournament, these are things that should be thought about ahead of time. So maybe
he did get the knockout.
Michael is going for the knockout there, so he did take prize cards, which is really great for him.
There's the VS
Seeker right here.
And the
James is going to his discard pile. He's got the Lysander right there, so he's going to go ahead and just Lysander up the Latios and take off game 1. Right there. So James is going to go ahead and be the winner of game 1.
That was very interesting.
It's very interesting matchup in general. Like, I'm very curious to see, like, had Michael been able to hit the cards he needed to at the right times, is it that hard of a matchup for him? It honestly looked like Michael could have stood a chance had he hit the right cards at the right time.
I think having to get the Sycamore and throwing away the escape rope, I think, really hurt him.
That did hurt, for sure. The escape rope is a big factor, because you want to hit that escape rope play and Lysander the Jolteon up before it is able to save itself. So, all right, we're going to be mute here for a second, and we'll be right back with the second game of the round number 2. All right, Pokemon players, we are back. We see Michael started with a Hoopa again, which that's another bad thing. He started with a Hoopa last time, and that's not what he wants to see.
He sees 2 double dragons, a Sycamore, a VS Seeker, and a Muscle Band.
And he did. He just had to let him go.
Oh, man, that hurts.
because he wants to attach the floatstone to the Hoopa to get the free
He
retreat.
did get the floatstone, which is great, and a dark energy, but those two dragon energies,
Yeah, that's gonna be really rough. And he has no resources to get stuff like that back.
No,
he
there's
doesn't play Puzzle of Time. He doesn't. There's not enough room. That's just That's just bottom line is that Dark Red Giratina does not have enough room.
No.
So James actually started with the Manectric EX this game instead of the Jolteon, but we'll just have to see how it plans out.
Yeah, Michael attaching the dark energy and passing.
The Trainer's Mail start off for James here. He did also whiff the Trainer's Mail, which
ran into two Trainer's Mail and a Shaman.
You said Michael Mulligan?
He did.
Michael Mulligan, so James also got an additional card. So that's not looking good for Michael.
All right.
It's going to be very interesting.
So James does attach the energy. Oh.
He's contemplating what he wants to do here. James's hand is a little questionable here too. Yeah. He looks like he's going to Sycamore a whole bunch of VS Seekers if he does.
Yeah. If he is going to Sycamore, might as well. There you go.
He's going to play the Rough Seas. He's Sycamore 2 VS Seekers, which, again, not the best. Not as hard for him to not have VS Seekers, but if he doesn't,
it's not a resource you just want to throw away, you know.
Right. You never want to discard. You never want to have that Sycamore 3 VS Seeker hand. Like, you see that on PTCG all the time, and you're always like, not like this, not like this. And
like, why weren't you in N?
Yeah, it's really rough. It's the worst. So he still seems like he's going to go ahead and recover. He's going to Ultra Ball here, probably going for the same strat as last time. He's going to get his Hoopa, get probably Jolteons this time, and continue forward. But actually, he might not even have the Hoopa in his deck. It might be prized.
Are the Jolteons prized?
Well, he's going to look for the Hoopa right
here.
Yeah,
of course.
But his Jolteons might be prized also.
Oh, no, there's one.
There's eight. Oh, and there looked like there was Hoopa behind it, so they must not have been. But, because he would obviously get the Hoopa. I think it might have been his Trevenant. His Trevenant EX is what it looked like as Hoopa instead. We go ahead. He is going to do a deck search here. He does play a Mew as well. That's very interesting. So, he does have the Hoopa, so he's going to get the Hoopa. He's going to play the Hoopa and go ahead and go back there and get them. Looking at, he has one Jolteon prized. Nope, they're all there. They're all there. He was being tricky. He was tricking us. He's just doing a deck search.
Yeah,
he was just looking around to see what was going on here. So we see he's going to go ahead and take a Jolteon. He's contemplating what else he wants to get here. He's going to show the Shaman. James is also, like, the strategic play at this point. You're up a game. You know that game one took a little bit of time.
You're going to stall.
You're not,
not stall, but you're going to...
You're not in any hurry.
No,
you're not in any hurry at all. You're gonna just continue playing your normal game. Why would you have any different to play, right? You're not rushing. You're not feeling like, oh, I have to hurry to win. You already technically won a game, so you're just gonna play your normal game and continue on.
Does set up for 3. Oh, and he does hit an Elixir.
So we're gonna see. He's gonna play the Elixir and look to see. 2 DC.
Oh,
he does have the Lightning Energy and a Psychic, so he's got a lot of. This is just, James's deck is very interesting. It's very good. With the Mew, and he does play a Giratina and the Trevenant, he looks like he's teching for like a lot of different matchups for him. So, and this sounds like it's a good deck. This is very interesting. Most of the Manectric decks that I've ever seen are just Manectric with Jolteon and maybe like Regice and stuff like that. So he's got a couple different decks in there that seem new to me. So.
Or the good old days of Manectric Bats.
Yeah, Manectric Bats. James, it looks like he did go ahead and just overrun and spread the 20 damage around here. So it's very interesting to see what... He went ahead and attached that Floatstone to the Hoopa. He's going to go ahead and just Sycamore again.
Oh, another VS Seeker gone.
Another one. That's just not fortunate for him.
Does hit Elixir.
Checking to see here. He's going to train as well. I'm not sure what was in his hand. He's got the Lysander right there, so...
Right, so he has a way around Jolteon for now.
Right, he's starting his strategy up, but... Oh man, did he do 3 VS Seekers or just 2 so far?
I think 2. I haven't seen the third one.
Okay.
I know one's in there.
So...
Everyone that goes down is more hurtful.
Yeah, he does have a Max Elixir in his hand as well, so he's going to go ahead and play that. He's going to try to go ahead and get the energy on the Darkrai, and at least start it.
He does hit it.
All right, and then he's going to go ahead and start attacking with Darkrai at least.
Get some damage on the board as much as you can.
Yeah, and
At least final stake.
James is not in a position that he will one-shot the Darkrai, so
No.
Michael's going to get 2 attacks off with this Darkrai at least before it gets knocked out. So he's still in a really good spot.
With the Lysander, Jolteon's a little less scary.
Right.
But he's still a threat.
And especially because like right now, James is not set up yet. He only had 1 turn. We see this is Michael's 2nd turn, and Michael's going to start being aggressive, which is good because James still needs to hit the Spirit Link, Mega, have the energy in the discard pile, energy accelerates to the Jolteon. So James has got a lot that he's got to get going, so Michael has still a chance right here to continue what he wants to do. So you see he's going to Ultra Ball.
Gets another trainer in the discard.
Going to go ahead and get a Shaman, so he's looking to just draw cards.
He has to remember how important that Shaman was last game, though. Shaman, especially against his electric deck, is just almost a free 2-prize take.
And the fact that James can hit that Shaman with the Jolteon and take 2 prize cards and lock it, like
it's unfortunate.
Yeah. See, he's gonna go ahead and attach energy to the Giratina and play another Max Elixir. He didn't get it there. So he's going to be able to do 80 damage this turn. I'm not sure what else. He's still got a Shaman, so he's still got options to get a Muscle Band. We know that he discarded a Muscle Band and a Fighting Fury Belt early on with that first Sycamore. So we'll see what he draws into. Looks like he has either an Ultra Ball or the Fighting Fury Belt. There's an Ultra Ball, and he does have the Escape Rope in his hand, so he's got some options. He's going to be able to do damage this turn. He did have to discard right there as Super Rod, though, so once his Dark Energy are gone, they're gone. And he already discarded 2 Double Dragons, so...
He's down so many. He's down
That's a lot of energy.
6 energy.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting. He did go ahead and bench that Giratina. And go ahead and use the Dark Pulse for the 80. And then we're going to see the Rough Season just instantly just taking away that 30. And which is very interesting because I think Michael had the Parallel City in his hand.
He did, and he did not play it.
He didn't play it, so
I think he's holding it so that way when he does play
it for I think he wants to play it for a very good moment for him to benefit.
Yeah.
But at that point, I might want to get as much damage on that Manectric that I could. But as you see, James attached the DCE to the Jolteon, so he's gonna just straight away start doing the same thing he did before.
Or he's probably gonna try to ramp up so that way he can. He evolved.
Yeah, and it looks like. Well, he knows still that Michael played at 3 Max Elixirs already, so the most damage Michael can do, he's not one-shotting that Mega Manectric.
Not at all.
James is not in any case of not just saying, okay, I'll just go ahead and evolve to this Mega Manectric and you'll eventually get the 2 prize cards, but I'm just going to get to energy accelerate anything I want.
He does play the Parallel City.
Yeah, we see that he is going to go ahead and he's just going to get rid of the Shaman and the Hoopa, just like he did last time. He has everything on the board that he wants. We see...
Does get rid of a 2 prize easy target, though, with the Shaman play, though.
That's true. That's true.
So I don't know if that was the best play for... You want the damage to stick, but you're not going to one-shot it anyway.
Well, I guess it just depends. If Michael was going to Lysander Shaman and did enough damage to one-shot the Shaman, that's a good position. That's a good play.
Yeah.
If Michael doesn't have that, there's no reason not to get rid of the Rough Seas because you're doing
then you're just losing damage.
Yeah, you're just... That's like a waste of an energy and a half that you have in play, and you only have so many in play. I mean, that's just rough right off the bat, so... I feel
losing
like,
those Double Dragon right out the gate is very detrimental to Michael.
I mean, he would have been super okay with if he had a Dragon Pokemon to attach them to at the start. He would have been like, okay, I'm not attacking this turn anyways. I'll get to just put this energy down. But to discard both is really hard. 1, not that big of a deal. 2, it's going to be pretty interesting.
And losing your Super Rod.
Yeah.
Hitting 3 Dark Energies with a Trainer's Mail.
You see Michael's face there. It looks like he was really not okay with that Trainer's Mail. That was a rough one.
He was looking for something specific and did not find it.
Yeah, we see he's...
Double Lysander in hand?
No, that's the Escape Rope. Lysander.
Yeah.
Gonna go ahead and Lysander on the Manectric. I can understand it. He's trying to bring out the Manectric so James can't. He takes the damage, but I think I would
I'd stack it on that Mega.
probably. I feel like just taking the damage on the Mega, because you want to take the prize cards. I mean, if James has an energy, he's just gonna go ahead and manually attach it or retreat, or if he has the Spirit Link, he's gonna just Spirit Link, Mega, free retreat, and then go straight for Jolteon.
Yeah,
right.
Go for the Jolteon and just knock them out. I mean, that thing's got a DCE on it.
We see James is gonna Ultra Ball. Gonna show that he's gonna have the Giratina.
This is interesting too. So if he does start attacking with the Giratina, he locks out the last 2 double dragons that Michael has.
Yeah, I'm not even really sure if James should worry about a Giratina. I think that he probably
thinning out the deck so he doesn't draw it.
Yeah, that's true. He could be looking because he's gonna probably Sycamore.
Yep.
So he's just looking to that was what he discarded with his Ultra Ball. He's just gonna go ahead and he's considering whether he wants to Mega the active. He's trying to decide if he wants to discard the active Mega or if he wants to. Yeah, he's just gonna go ahead and Sycamore them. So we see he's gonna get a fresh hand of 7.
Does hit some more energy.
So he did get the energy that he wanted here.
On the rough season, there goes more damage.
Yeah. And down to 2, the bench Mega goes.
And a Trainer's Mail just to get some more stuff. He does find a Hex. Not really too relevant right now, but it's one less thing he can draw.
True, it's not very... It doesn't really matter for this matchup very much, so... So we see he's going to go ahead and just pay the retreat, bring out the Jolteon, and just start that lock. Yeah. The lock with the 70.
But now, Michael still does have that escape rope in his hand.
He does. So he's going to be able to escape rope, and whatever James brings out, Michael is going to get to do damage to, which is really good for him.
Oh, this is the first time we see Garbodor.
Yeah, it's not...
not really useful.
It's not going to do anything in this matchup, right? So we see he's looking at his escape rope. He has an end in hand as well, so the play here would be, I think does he have a floatstone on one of his bench?
He does. He has it on the Hoopa.
Yeah. So you go ahead and you just escape rope, get some more damage on the board, which is exactly what you need, and go ahead and just end.
Yeah, and hope you hit what you need.
Right. You have no other choice. We see that James does promote the Jolteon, so there is going to at least be more damage on the board on the Jolteon. How much? There's 20 on the Hoopa.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So now we then are going to see he's going to go ahead and just end, right, because that's all he has, and why wouldn't you need to play a supporter, so. You're going to both shuffle up. Neither of them taking prize cards, so they're both going to go ahead and draw 6 cards here.
James almost forgot to give him the opportunity to cut.
You see, if I'm Michael here, I would definitely feel like you have to start doing, like...
You gotta lay down damage.
Aggro. You just have to start aggroing the damage down. That's your only... And that's what the deck is for, right? You're not playing against something like... What Dark-Eye Giratina has, it has very good matchups against a lot of things, right? It has stuff in it that allows you to have good matchups against pretty much every single deck, except for Jolteon and Regice. Those are the 2 things that there isn't really an answer in Dark-Eye Giratina for.
Now, he did hit the double dragon on the Giratina, but it's still just...
It's still not enough damage.
It's still just 40 short.
But it's also...
It's more.
He's at least getting damage on the board.
But it's getting wiped from rough seas.
As long as he gets a knockout, as long as he takes prize cards, that's... At that point, that one is okay.
Yeah.
And especially because it was a Jolteon, too. So if he hits his Zerosic, if he can knock out that Jolteon and Zerosic the energy off the other one doesn't have the energy, then he's going to be able to take prize cards. As we see here, James is going to go ahead and bring out the Mega Manectric as his active, and he's going to start using the attack to energy accelerate his bench. So. And
he does hit the Elixir. He does get the electric energy on the...
He's going to keep attaching to the Jolteon for the Zerosic.
Yep.
So he's going to guarantee himself a Jolteon with the energy.
Yep.
He's going to say,
damage.
right, he's going to say, you have to take this out of my active position, And Lysander, I know that you'd only played the one escape rope and you already played it this game, so you're not going to have a way to get through this.
Michael does have a lot of dark energy, but he just doesn't have enough time to get it on the board.
Right, and there's only 3 minutes left in the game, so
This is looking good for James.
This is looking good for James,
yeah,
for sure.
He does hit the Zerosic just to force him to keep putting energy on it,
right?
Keeping it out of the active.
See, Michael is going to attach that second double dragon and go ahead and hit him for 100.
Now, this isn't a terrible spot for Michael because he does not take damage from Megas.
Correct, but Mega Metric has free retreat. He's just gonna retreat.
There's the basic energy. That's what. Yeah. That was the worst thing Michael could see was that basic energy coming on the.
And that's the one match. Jolteon is what wins this game for James.
Yeah. Oh,
hands
absolutely.
Down. So, what can Michael do for that?
James just
really
has an answer for everything Michael's throwing down.
Right. Yeah. It's just looking really rough for him.
Doesn't look like he has a Lysander in hand. He cannot get around this Jolteon. Those dark energies in the Garbodor ain't gonna do much for him.
No, it's not. He's got. Oh, he does have a VS Seeker. The VS Seeker is his middle trainer, so he's gonna be able to.
Is he able to do something? He could knock out.
You definitely. I would VS Seeker and knock out the.
And he surrenders.
He's just gonna go ahead and scoop the game. Again,
and that's game two. That's round 2.
It's still rough. I don't even know if Michael had the Lysander and Discard Pile to VS Seeker for it. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't remember. So
he did, because he did it earlier. He did play it earlier. But even still, like.